I'm Herbal Gamer Lucian, and today we're going to go over some quick tips and tricks for Hytale. Let's blast through these so you can get back to playing. So I'm sure you know this by now, but there is some degree of parkour in the game. You find this out quickly when running and jumping from ledge to ledge, but what some people miss because of their weapon choice is that you can combine jumping with charged attacks to launch yourself into the air. You do need either a one-handed sword or the daggers, as their charge attack is a lunge. If you time your leap with your jump so that they are leaping as you're charging, the attack goes off and it will send you flying for a bit. This works also, like I said, with the dual blades, so either or. It can speed up when farming leather or traversing elevated areas. Just be careful when you're using this at a downward angle though, as it tends to do a lot of fall damage. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but you can upgrade multiple crafting tables in the game. Two that you should really prioritize to get to at least tier 2 is your workbench as well as your farmer's workbench. The basic workbench will offer you a bag inventory upgrade at both tier 2 as well as tier 3, and you know how your bags fill up so quick, so this is useful in itself. The farmer's bench is useful as this allows you to convert crops at tier 2 into life essence, which then comes in handy for progressing that bench further at a quicker rate, as well as trading with the vendors or the traders there for some of their recipes and or materials. Something I found very helpful early on, even more so with the game in its current state, is trying to build your base not too far away from your original spawn point that the game starts you off at. The reason being is that sometimes, should this happen, as it did to me multiple times, you will have an instance where either A, you moved your bed and then you forgot to set your spawn to it, or B, the game likes to bug and try saying that you have something obstructing your bed and it won't let you respawn there, so it puts you back at your original point, or C, it just puts you back at the original spawn with no rhyme or reason. So all three of these have happened to me throughout my playthrough, and it's nice to not have that super long run back, but I can also appreciate that you're looking for a certain or specific look for your house, and that includes the area. But something to keep in mind. Many people have their own method for this one, but another tip to keep yourself from getting lost while exploring some of those massive caves is I always put my torches on the left side of the wall or the left side of the cave while I'm exploring. This way, if I get turned around, if I find myself lost and I can't figure out which way I'm going, when I see the torches, I know if they're on the right side of the wall, that means I'm going the right way to getting out of the cave, versus trying to remember which way you came. And then if I have a junction where I'm going up or down a level, I'll put two torches side by side. This can really help make that a lot simpler and more clear to keep you from getting lost in those massive caverns in the game. Now, this one I see a lot, but it's still a good one to put in here. Remember when you're chopping down trees to just cut the base of the tree that's touching the ground from the main trunk. While most realize this pretty early on, this applies to the really huge trees as well and saves you time knowing that you don't need all of the tree and that you don't need those side pieces that are sticking out. Just that first level that's connected to the main trunk, and then you get the also satisfying trunks raining down upon you. When building, you do want to sometimes place those blocks out to an area you haven't quite reached yet. Holding control while you tiptoe to the edge of the block will allow you to peek over the edge, so that way you can place the next block in the line. It doesn't keep you from falling off altogether like it does in Minecraft though, so keep that in mind. It is great for tiptoeing out though without jumping to your death. Speaking of holding control, did you know when falling from a high level you can use control to roll at the end of your fall to prevent some of that damage? This can be so useful in a pinch and save you a run back from not dying. So when I play games, I take so many screenshots. Many times this is to help me remember where a resource is, where I found it, opening the map, taking a quick snippet, and then while most games you need to go hunting for the folder, Hytale actually puts their screenshot folder in your pictures directory of your library on your computer. To me, this was amazing, as usually I have to set a shortcut for every game I play. When you start the game, make sure to go through the closest gateway of when you spawn in and talk to the statue. This unlocks the ability for your character to gather memories. You use these memories and take them back to the statue or any of the statues in the gates in order to unlock recipes. You can track your progress for this at the bottom of the screen when you're talking with the statue. This is important to do right away due to the effect is not retroactive, meaning you will not get credit for any of the things you have already seen or ran past before you actually go and talk to the statue. I had this happen to me and I had to backtrack through quite a few areas to make sure I had covered everything and got credit for everything. And one last little tip there, when you plan on adventuring, going out and exploring, bring a bucket of water with you and some dirt blocks. The bucket of water can be placed down, allowing you to ride up and down the waterfall it creates freely with little effort. And this is a nice trick to getting down to those way down areas. The dirt blocks, you can use this to get to areas that are across, easy to break more so than stone or wood, so you can recover them as you go. While it's also nice to have just in case you got to block off some lava to create a path or to block off an enemy in a pinch. So this one may seem obvious, but collect as you go. You need a lot of almost every material in this game between the bench upgrading, the crafting, both for gear as well as decorations. So it's good to make the most of your time while you're out in order to be efficient. Grab everything you can along the way that you need so that you won't be backtracking later for it. A big part of this is the wildlife, as both the small animals and the bigger animals provide the light, medium, and heavy hide, and you do need a lot of the leather for all sizes. So just grab as you go, kill as you go. You may want to try to avoid them and beeline to your next objective, but farming along the way can save you so much time in the long run. And we're done. I tried to be as quick as I could, but I also like to explain things because I think the why behind the reason is sometimes very useful as well. So what would you say is the biggest tip you think that the community is missing out on? Or a tip that you learned along your own playthrough? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to see this community grow and I want to be helpful as much as I can. As always though, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.